I've recently got a lymphatic massage, and after researching, figuring out exactly what it is, hearing it as a buzzword, I wanted to know what was it all about. And I found the spa in my area that performed them, because there's certain people and certain training that you have to go through in order to be able to perform this specific massage. So I found that, and I finally was able to book a session. And so just as a background of what the lymphatic system is a system of different organs like the spleen, the bone marrow, the thymus, the lymph nodes, different tissues and lymph vessels. So what happened in the tonsils as well. So what happens is the lymph is a fluid where it's collecting different things from your tissues and essentially returning the filter version of it to the blood, because it holds a lot of nutrients and different things and proteins, which can be delivered to your cells or our cells and tissues. And then it also collects harmful substance in our cells and tissues. So all that gets filtered out in the lymph nodes, which more commonly especially as a woman, you may hear of the lymph nodes and pertaining to breast cancer or a good place to check. So typically you're checking the lymph nodes in your armpits. So that's a big sign of cancer, because as they get big and swollen when they are faced with infections or things that our body don't want, because there are key white blood cells that are housed there. So that's our body's first line of defense, and it's pretty much trying to fight off what's going on in our body. Sometimes it's not successful because you have cancerous cells and how rapid they multiply and kind of can get out of control, but that's the gist of what is connected in the lymphatic system. So it's a very vital system in our body, and we just want to make sure that we are stimulating it and actually doing the things that we need to do so our body remains the integral system that it is. So this lymphatic massage is kind of one of those things. So essentially what the lymphatic massage is for and why it's something that's important and may have been more of a talk now is because the lymphatic system can kind of be a manual system that you have to stimulate to get going. So especially if you have certain ailments that can cause lymphedema, where you have blockage of that system, it helps move that system, and you can get a massage on your skin that actually stimulates that system, because like your blood vessels, there's different lymph vessels that run through your body, and it's a big system just like your blood system is. And often you may see it in diagrams displayed like as green vessels that run through your body, and it's just as integral as your blood system. So essentially what this massage is doing is you're going in the motion of the direction of drainage. So for instance, like your limbs, it'll be a downward motion, and then on your hands it'll be like really kind of working in like the vessels that's here. And then for like your face, the therapist like did motions like this, like this, like this, kind of like the same motions you would do with that palm stone that a lot of the girls use in their beauty routine and their skincare routine. Pretty much like that motion to kind of move it in the way that it would naturally drain. So that's what this massage is doing. More commonly people have it, like I was saying, when they have like health issues or post-surgery that can cause the buildup of the lymph, or they may have had experience with it, which actually would cause swelling throughout your body. And it's something that your everyday person that don't have any chronic or any issues with that lymph building up, because it's still a manual system that you want to get moving, because it's so vital to our line of defense of our body, fighting things that shouldn't be in our body. And then also delivering nutritious things to our cells and our bloodstream too. So like our body can continue to function as usual, from the oxygen that we get in our blood, from anything you can name it, right? And so there are some conditions and circumstances where there's an advisory not to have it performed, especially without consulting with your doctor. And I feel like, if you feel uneasy about it, always consult with a medical professional. Never take someone's word for it. Always do your own research. And like I do, when I look at people videos, I'm looking for different perspectives, but I'm also backing that up with my own research, just because somebody may mention something that somebody else may have not experienced, and you're like, oh, okay, that person mentioned this, but that one did. Maybe they had the experience, the other person didn't, right? But some of the conditions they recommend you not to have it, which makes sense, is if you have a heart condition, if you have kidney failure, if you have blood clots, and if you have an infection. So those are some things to be mindful of as you think about possibly having one performed, or interested in learning more about it. So how do you prepare for one? So I prepare for it by drinking plenty of fluids the 24 hours prior, and then not eating healthy an hour prior, and then even the day before. I didn't eat crazy. I ate pretty healthy, and then not eating an hour prior to actually having the massage performed. And then I made sure I got plenty of rest the day before, right? And then what to expect during the actual massage. So like I was saying earlier, for your limbs, it was a downward motion in the massage, like to stimulate the movement in the direction that it would normally flow. And then the therapist actually was like tracing, like kind of putting pressure here and pulling down here along my hands and my feet, where those vessels are more, where I guess you can essentially say where your skin may be a little thinner. Hence probably why you're able to see like your veins here, but you may not be able to see your veins in other area of your body. And so the same with my feet. The therapist kind of traced where those vessels are and kind of put a little pressure on it, just to keep it moving. And then in the abdomen area, it's a circular motion to stimulate it. And then like on the sides of the abdomen, it was like a kind of like a grabbing of the skin. So I'm assuming the way it drains in the stomach, it drains in a circular motion, and then probably on the sides is where you may have like those bigger pockets where it's going to the next area of the system. And then for the face, like I was saying, it was a motion of bringing it here, and then here, and then even the neck, it was a downward motion. The therapist did like a head massage, similar to like this, where it was like kind of like a pull back. And then the same motion was on like the back and the front. And I would say it's a little more firmer than massages I've had before. It didn't hurt, but it was more pressure, which understandably it may be a little more pressure than a regular massage because you're actually you're making contact with that system through your skin. So you want to have a little more pressure to make sure that you're actually you're making contact with it. But you also can say, hey, this hurts a little bit. Can you do it a little softer? Because I know my session, they ask like the type of pressure you want, and I did pick firm. So I don't know if it's usually a firmer massage or it was just solely because of the pressure I picked, but I feel like it would be more of a firmer massage because you're doing a little more than trying to move tension out of certain systems, like you're actually moving a fluid through your body. So, and then after, I was advised to drink a lot of water, and that it would stimulate me going to the bathroom more, both ways, through urination and through bowel movement, which it did. And then I was advised not to drink any alcohol for 24 hours, no greasy food, no bread, and just essentially eating very clean, healthy, more on the whole food spectrum versus things that's more processed and heavy on the body. So after, I guess probably a few hours after, I was pretty sore. Like I was sore from head to toe. Well, not my head, but you get it. From shoulders to toes, like my whole body was sore, like I had been working out. And it only lasts that day. Like the next day I was fine. I wasn't sore at all. So, and then, they can, even though it's a lymphatic massage, the therapist can still recognize areas of tension. So, I was advised on areas of tension, and even advised like to get another massage because I have tension in my back and stuff like that. But overall, it was a nice experience. I feel like I drained a lot of water, and hence, when we're releasing a lot of fluid and stuff out of our bodies, what happens is different electrolytes and different things in the body has an affinity to water, so it attracts to water. So when water's leaving, a lot of other stuff is leaving. So you just want to make sure as you are losing water that you're making sure that you're replenishing yourself with, so all the big electrolytes, sodium, magnesium, all of the ones that we actually need for our body, and not feel depleted because you losing the fluid. So the drainage is happening, but you want to make sure that you're replenishing with nutritious foods and things like that. So thanks for staying tuned for the video. I hope that this information found you well, and that it can be useful for you starting your own conversations around lymphatic massages, the lymphatic system in general, because I feel like we live in these bodies, and we should know our bodies better than anybody, any doctor, because we live with this body every day, and we know what makes it feel different ways and what doesn't. So I think we could be good stewards of our body by understanding what happens to them on a regular basis. Maybe what kind of pain is pain to be cautious about, and what may just be something that you may have that you may have hit your foot on, or something that you may have ate that's causing the discomfort, or when it's like something you need to really check out. Because sometimes headaches, you know, we may dismiss things like a headache or a stomach ache, but think about, you know, that discomfort is coming from something, and we owe ourselves to really figure that out and not be in a situation where we are on our deathbed, or something we could have caught early because of that. So be a student always, and take care of yourselves. Thanks. Informative with